So if you've got pains in your knees and you've got tight hips, then I'm going to show you something here now that's really going to be able to help you out. So we're going to look at going into a static lunge, but we're going to do it from a very concentrated position, which I'm going to show you now. It's going to help loosen off the hips and eventually over time can really take pain away from the knees by strengthening the knees up, okay? So we're going to jump right into it now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into a static lunge position, right? Now, as you're moving into your 40s and the muscles get tighter and the joints get tight as well, we're going to need to be able to really kind of mobilize these positions. For me, myself now, because of the age that I'm at, 47, with all of the injuries that I've had with my ankles are very, very tight. So I need to be able to use here a step, okay? Yeah, so what I'm going to do is place my heel in that position there, which is going to elevate my heel, which allows my knee to track forwards a lot more, okay? Otherwise, if I don't have that, when I try to push my knee forward to be able to get more depth, then my heel will have to come up, all right? So if you've got tight ankles, using a slant, or you can even use a weight plate, okay, to put your heel on top is a really good way to go. So the exercise we're going to be looking for then is the static lunge. Okay, you're going to go into a nice long stride. So by going into this position here, you've got a nice long stride. You want the back leg to be really kind of pulled back into extension as much as you can. So you even feel like almost like a light stretch in that back leg. So when you're in that position there, is that you feel a stretch here in this hip as you are going down to that position there, okay? So that's your correct kind of length tension that you're looking for. With regards to the width of the lunge, if you are too narrow in that lunge there, you'll easily lose your balance, okay? So make sure that you keep the width wide, okay, in that position. So what we're going to look for is nice long and wide position, okay, into the lunge. Next part then is keeping nice and upright, okay? So we stay nice and upright, and then we're going to go down into this lunge nice and slowly, okay? Nice and slow, down into this position, okay? And what we're looking for is to get like the hamstrings at the back of the legs there to start touching towards then the calves. That's the kind of depth that we're looking for, right? So we want to be able to get into like quite a nice deep position, like so, and then slowly come back up to the top. Now, the key point of this here is it's all about the details, right? So when you move into that lunge position, do it slowly, do it really slowly, especially if you've got pains in your knees, right? So it needs to be slow. So control the movement all the way through, okay? So the knees aren't moving too far all over the place. If you need support, then hold on to something, but try to get that nice, slow, controlled movement. In terms of where your knee should be going, is you want the knee to go push forward past the toes, okay? So it's not trapped behind. It allows you to then to create that more range and get more depth in that position there. So let the knee come forward, okay, like so. So we get the knee into that nice position coming forward, and you want it to track as well towards the outside of the foot, okay, as opposed to the inside, all right? So you let the knee come more outwards and controlled as you're coming down towards there. So you look down if you're in the kneecap between the second toe inwards there is where you want to be aiming for. So you're pushing there on the inside, like so, as you're coming down, and then bringing it back again. So that's where you want the knee to be able to go to travel, but obviously then you're holding and controlling that movement all the way through. So then once you're in the right position, from there, sit nice and upright in that position there. You're just going to come down, hit that nice depth, back up to the top, nice and controlled all the way through. Down, nice and slow, nice and easy, and then back up to the top, like so. So just control that position all the way through there, making sure that you're getting that nice light stretch on the back leg as well. So you're stretching out that hip there. That's going to start helping you to mobilize the pelvis, okay, as we start to move. So keep on repeating that position there. So what we're doing is now we're stretching the hip out and strengthening the hips at the same time, but then also strengthening up the knees, okay, by doing it nice and slow. So we're hitting two birds there with one stone. What you will find is if you are sat down a lot, which you probably have been, so you're in this position here, then your hips are going to be really tight. So by doing this on a frequent and consistent basis, it's going to start opening up those hips for you. That will take pressure both off your knees and off your lower back as well. So you're going to get a lot of mileage out of it, yeah? Once you get good at being strict in that position there, you can then start bringing it into training a little bit more. So add like a little bit of weight. So an example here could be just use the barbell to start off with. So if we've got the bar onto our back, okay, nice stable position, just go to where you're comfortable. Again, same position there. You want a nice long stride. Once you're happy there with where you are, you want a wide stride as well. Same rules apply. You're going down, nice and controlled, and then back up to the top, like so. All the way through, down and up. As you're moving through the reps as well, try and keep your torso nice and upright. And so we're not leaning forward like this, nice and upright, extending the torso back, so we get that nice extension in the hip, in the back, and up like so. And again, regards to that, the more you control it, the better, okay? So even just doing those repetitions there now, I'm just slowly starting to feel that now, a little bit out of breath. Reason being is because the slower that you've got that going on there, there's more time under tension with the muscle. So all very good stuff for you in terms of getting into shape. But at the same time, the most important part is to help with the knee and also to loosen off the hip. So there's an exercise there that you can utilize, being in that position, to go down from there to there. It's going to develop the strength of your legs, going to make your legs look better, but also, more importantly, it's going to loosen off the hips and it's going to strengthen up the knee. Okay then, team? So try that there. Okay, you'll get a lot of mileage just out of doing that one thing. But remember, it's about the detail, right? So keep it slow. Don't allow the knee to be moving all over the place. Keep it nice and controlled, and just try to move in that direction where you're pushing the knee towards the second toe, and it's nice and controlled all the way through. Okay then, so give that a go. You'll get plenty of mileage out of it. Take yourself to a point where you're fatigued. So once you've done, say, 10, 15 reps, you should get to that point where you're finding it difficult to be able to control it, all right? Once you hit that point, then stop what you're doing, quick rest, change legs, and keep going. If you do that, say 2 to 3 times a week, 3 sets of 15 reps, both legs, you will get a lot of mileage out of that there, okay? So make sure that you follow those points. You want full range, as slow down as you can, slow and controlled all the way through, okay? Yeah, so they're the kind of the key points to that, right? And then slowly then over time, add weight to it and then bring it into more of a training effect with regards to your training program, all right? So hope you found that useful. If you've got any questions, then feel free to just comment below. Okay, also you can download my Fit Body Over 40s blueprint. Okay, links in the description at the bottom there, team. Okay, see you in the next one.